Hey, what's good? I'm Tristan. You're watching Precision Rifle Reviews, and today, for the purpose of review, we're taking a look at my spotting scope. Now, this particular one is quite obviously a Swarovski. The model is an STR 80, 80 being a representation of the huge 80mm objective lens. Yes, there's bigger and yes, there's smaller. In my opinion, I think 80 is the perfect blend in that it can still fit inside my Pelican case. It can still fit inside my pack and get moved around, but it's not so small that I've lost field of view and that sort of thing. The main reason, or the reason that I purchased this rifle scope, it has a very unique feature in that I have the ability to turn a digital reticle on and off. So if I'm just looking, like a nature watching, or if you're just observing targets and not needing a reticle at all, you can turn it off and you've got a really nice big clear field of view. But if you want it, you can turn it on to varying levels of illumination, 10 in the daytime, and you're right to go. So leaving nothing to it, let's have a look at what comes with the STR 80, and then what some of the features are of it. You will receive this little keychain here. This is to make adjustments to the diopter for the reticle up here. You'll also receive the little Swarovski embossed cleaning cloth, a KFC style cleaning cloth. I guess it's a bit of a sort of silly add-on in that it's going to be a one-time use, but hey, it's there. You get this little piece of plastic, which is pretty cool. If you were using this in the application where you needed it to be super still for like a stills camera shot or something via a long rail, you can use this little piece of plastic as a objective lens housing holder, and it keeps it nice and still. You will receive the MRad owner's manual if you choose the inbuilt Miller Radiant reticle. If you choose the other option, which is minutes of angle, you'll quite obviously get an MOA owner's manual, and it shows you how to use your reticle and all its values. Of course, there's just the standard owner's manual as well. The other options are the 1, 2, 3 Picatinny rails, which is for me critical because I wanted to run a spirit level. I have done a review on the long range arms digital cant level, bubble level, whatever you want to call it, before, and I think they're a fantastic item. It's very critical if you're using a reticle to have your reticle running perfectly up and down. Otherwise, if this was your crosshairs and it's canted off to the side, you're telling someone to go up 1, 2, 3 mils, but you're actually looking at something off to the left, so you're talking about different stuff. Getting straight to the scope, as I've already mentioned, it has a huge 80mm objective lens. I really like let me just put that down, the built-in objective lens cover, which is attached by elastic, so it has to be on the top or the bottom, which I think is great because it never gets lost. The other feature that I really like, because it saves me carting extra equipment around, is it has a retractable or a telescopic built-in sunshade. The housing feels very nice. It's very tactile and not too slippery in your hands, because like we just got through telling you, you can run your reticle straight up and down. Once the item is on your spotting scope, via turning this little dial here, you can spin the entire housing in the unit from the stand itself, and then lock it back out here. This big dial here in the middle is your focus, so this is focusing on the item that you're looking at. This one here is the eye diopter. This will make your reticle suit your personal eye. Back here, you have 10 levels of daytime illumination via this oversized rubberized knob. It's very nice, like that, and 5 levels of illumination off to the left for nighttime. They are available in 2 different eyepieces, so when you purchase the item, you'll get just the housing, and then you choose which eyepiece you want. Either this one, which is the 25 to 50, or there is a 20 to 60. I went this one here because I was given the hot tip that it was the pick of the litter. The eyepiece themselves are 86 millimeters long. The entire unit is 342 millimeters long, and they're quite weighty. This is actually 1,735 grams or 61.2 ounces. Just in here, it has the battery for the illuminated reticle, which is a CR123 battery, and the cap itself is on a tether, as is the eyepiece cover. So that is, once it's off, it just hangs. You can never lose it. Pops on like that. The mount for the unit is a solid piece of aluminium. It's extremely strong and robust. I do have a Grey Ops CNC machine company Arca rail in there because I put this in and out of my rifle shooting scope. One other option that you can purchase, and I have purchased, is the phone mount kit. Now, it's very good in that once it's in there, it's quite stable and so forth. However, I think Swarovski could have done quite a lot better. You'll buy the actual kit itself, which is just the phone, and then you buy the spotting scope adapter as two different items, and here they are put together. However, if you look here on the left hand side, it's only this very slightly sort of angled piece of rubber on the two sides that are encapsulating your phone. Modern day phones can cost upwards of $2,000, and when this is hanging off your optic in sort of field conditions, if it was to get bumped, it's my opinion that it wouldn't take an awful lot, and I can, once this is in there, I can pull it out of there really quite easily. So I think Swarovski could have made some little legs or arms coming over to hold our phones in there a bit better. But the way you adjust this is just pull the little lever up here on the top, find the camera on the back of your phone by sliding this one in and out. This one and this one will attach the up and down and the left and right. And then this one here is your final clamp. So you put your phone in there, clamp it in, push it in, it's housed, put it on the back of the scope, on the back of the spotting scope, and away you go. The last thing I will show you on the spotting scope that I did just forget is that for your eye relief, there's a little retractable eyepiece here that retracts in and out, and the exit pupil distance on this item is 17 millimeters. One of the fantastic features, and I will include a photo of this unit focused in my house while doing some dry fire on my dry fire shooting board, is it will focus as close as 6 meters, which is incredible. Can you imagine 50 power at 6 meters? It's great for air rifle and rimfire events. Leaving nothing to it, let's get the camera into the back of the optic. But the first thing I must say, and you've got to understand, is whatever viewing platform you're watching this video from will have downgraded the video. What you see is nothing like what you've put it in, and the fact that we're going to be looking at a LED or digital reticle, because of the camera frame rate, sometimes they have on camera the look that it's flashing or blinking. When you look through this, the item that you see and the reticle are absolutely crystal clear. However, on video, it's extremely hard to demonstrate that. I'm going to put it on there and show it to you just so you can see, but do be aware that if you were to purchase this item, you're going to be getting significantly better than what I have the ability to show you. Okay, so I've got the camera looking down the lens of the spotting scope, and we are quite obviously looking at two targets at attached to a tree that I have laser rangefinded at exactly 100 meters. The spotting scope is on 25 power, and what I'm going to do is show you the magnification range, and as I go through, just make some focus adjustments so we can obviously see it. 25 power. This is 30 power, and I'll just make a little adjustment and focus to about 35 power, up to 40 power. In just 2 seconds, a car's going to drive past. This is 40 power, and I'll go through to 50 power now, the maximum. This is 50 power at 100 meters. And then I'll just dial that backwards, refocus, and I'm going to turn the illuminated reticle on. That's stage 1 there, 2, 3. Now if I was looking through the scope I would see this quite a lot better, but given that it is through the camera, it's not going to show quite well until we get the illumination quite high, which is coming on now. So that's with the illumination on its sort of maximum level, and I'm just trying to get the camera to focus. As I have already mentioned, it's extremely difficult to get an illuminated reticle and focus on an item simultaneously. But when you look through this thing, it is absolutely crystal clear. You've got a very wide mill range. As you can see, you can go left quite well, you know, left and right for windage and your holdover values. And if I zoom in on that reticle all the way up to high power, and then take a little focus again, there you go, it's back on the tree at 100 meters. Okay, so for our next demonstration, that rock in the center of the screen, to the left of you can see the 2 rocks to the left of the tree. I have ranged them at exactly 685 meters. We are on 25 power, and I'm going to go through the magnification range through to 30 with a focus here, 35 with a slight refocus, up to 40 power, and a little focus up to 50 power, and I'll refocus. There we go. So that's 50 power at quite some distance, and like I say, if you were shooting out there, you're definitely going to be able to see bullet trace and bullet splash and that sort of thing. And I'll just pull it right back in now, back to 25 power, get the focus back, and turn that illuminated reticle on as the car drives past. Obviously the reticle making a little bit more sense at a longer distance than at short range of 100 meters, and we just go up to a slightly higher power. Focus there at 30, 40, 50 power, and focus. As I have said and say again, that reticle, as a cyclist goes past, that reticle is crystal clear when I look through the spotting scope. It's just through the camera, doing it simultaneously does not work so well. And here goes a person. That's actually looking at a walking trail quite some distance away, but you can see how crystal clear you can make out that person walking at, you know, they're above it, probably, you know, more than 600 and whatever meters. The reticle there, if we just go down now in its illumination mode, so if you were shooting there and you were 0.1, 0.2 low, you could very easily make that out for your shooter, all the way to off. Okay, so this bird is 327 meters away. We're on 25 power through to 30, straight up to 40, and I'm going to focus here up to 50 power. That bird, like I say, is quite some distance away. Turn on the reticle. Okay, so this is for the ELR guys, the tower there where you can see some people who have hiked to the top of that hill is 2,770 meters away, and we're at 25 power through to 30, through to 40 with a focus all the way up to 50 power with a focus. And as you can see in the background there, we do have the first level of illumination on. Put it onto something usable, that if you were shooting a target, a steel target, not one of those humans, naturally that would be silly, at quite some distance away and they were 2 mils low, you could quite easily see that. Now where this unit really comes into its own, that if I turn that illumination off and we've got some focus, what you can actually do, I'll just get the camera to lock its focus here. I'm just going to zoom in with the actual camera itself now. So this is not the phone, not the spotting scope. This is using the spotting scope at almost 3,000. The phone itself at almost 3,000 meters. Someone just walked in front of the camera. I do apologise. Okay, lock that focus. So there we go. So that's just used the phone as a as its focus. You can see some people there. They're like I say, 2,700 and something meters. It's really quite clear, even at that distance, for shooting very long range targets. If you were that way inclined. I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Until the next one, I'm Tristan, and I will see you on the very next video. Bye.